And I'm joined by my wife and law partner, Chris Merrill. And Chrissy, you wanted to give a shout out to one of our clients?
I do. I want to give a shout out to sweet Janet, and I hope, Janet, that you are still listening. Janet is has been a client for us for a while, and we're always happy to help Janet. And Janet was reminding me, Tom, when I was just talking with her this morning, about back in the day, she was a paralegal, and she said when they did documents, if they made a mistake, they had to retype.
Oh, boy.
And she said, in particular, their office did a lot of deeds. There were a lot of long legal descriptions, and she said that was quite challenging. And you think about fast forward to today,
Yeah.
what a world of difference.
I became a lawyer in 1981. We did not get our first computer until 1986. So 1981, for those years, the IBM Selectric, that was the high tech back then. And we would use carbon parts. And
Right.
so that if you make a typo and you got the original top plus two carbons, remember, you got to fix the top one, kind of roll it back, fix the next one, fix the next one. And it was a process to type anything.
Correct. Let alone if you had to make changes.
Well, it also caused me to, an early lesson that would be this, is that I remember being in the morning one morning, and a client calls my dad and says, "Hey, Robert," it's my dad, "I need a change to my will." My dad says, "Fine, great, we'll do it for you. Tom, go to work on it." So on the old IBM Selectric, I type it. It takes me all day long to type a will.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
I get to the end of the day and I go, "Dad, got the will done." Dad calls the client, "We got your will done to be $60. "Oh, that's too much. Forget it." So,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that also reminds me too about way back in the day when I was in law school. My estate planning attorney said, "Look, don't ever prepare estate planning documents for somebody without getting at least half the money down, because they won't ever come back and sign them." And it's hard enough to get people to come in and do their estate planning.
Correct.
If they don't have any skin in the game, you can
Yes.
prepare their drafts and you'll see them again in 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
They got some skin in the game. They've given us half of the fee at least. They're going to get back and get it done on a
I
timely
think
basis.
that was great advice by the professor.
I think
Yeah.
it's absolutely, because every once in a while, Chrissy, I'll get somebody. It's like every once in a while we'll get somebody that they're coming in to sign. And we look at our notes. Wow, man, we did those drafts 2 years, 3 years ago. Guess what? Often those are for the one times where I violated my rule that we sent the drafts out without getting any deposit on it.
That's funny.
Yeah. And by the way, when somebody does that to us, which I understand, it happens sometimes, but we're not going to give them a 3-year-old version of a power of attorney.
Correct.
So what does it mean? Well, in a sense, we're redoing their documents. We've
we
now
are.
done it twice
That's
for
exactly.
them. And that's we understand it happens sometimes. And sometimes when people come in and it's 3 years later, I go, "You're not my record." I've had somebody that came into me 18 years later to get finally signed the will that we started 18 years before.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's my record.
Yeah. Wow.
18 years.
Wow. 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 That
So, Janet, thank you for your great memories. We appreciate it. And Janet knew my father, right?
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool.
Yes. Yeah. And again, but I just remember you sharing, and of course too, Tom. It makes me think of the onion skin
Oh, yeah.
to the wills that we
The old
get.
we still have copies of onion skin wills back in our wills file.
I know.
Hey, folks, my name is Tom Olson. The name of the show is Olson and Law.